And as crazy as it is, that is so true because, you know, truth be told, Glenn, the first one to show me what the bond was. You know, we talk about the farm to school program. Glenn was actually the first one that kind of gave me the opportunity to cut my teeth on it. And that might have been, 7, 8 years ago or so.
Yeah, time flies.
Real quick. But, you know, when we talk about networking and opportunity, that's exactly what that was. And that's kind of, that farm to school opportunity did show me one thing. When we talk about telling the truth, it showed me as a farm, as an operation, as a business, we weren't ready yet. And truthfully, we've been spending, I would say, probably the last 7 or 8 years feeling like we're trying to still get ready. But that opportunity is always been here. I wouldn't even have known what it meant to get to that point or to get to that type of market had it not been for that. So now it's how do we step back and understand, let's be ready for it. I ain't been walking around the desert as long, but I am still thirsty. Mm-hmm. So I definitely don't want to sit there and overdrink myself with all the resources and all the opportunity that's coming out. You know, like I say, we talked about what Don mentioned earlier around the LFPA. For us, it's been a great program. It's been an opportunity to really see what we got and see where we at. You know, we, as an organization, Alabama State Association of Cooperatives, we work with cooperatives of farmers. It gives us that opportunity to not just work with that individual farmer, but let's work with a collective. Because one of the things that we've kind of come to terms with, or kind of to see, that it's hard finding them. It's hard finding farmers. It's hard finding individuals. It's even harder to put them all together to make them try to do something, try to grow. But you know, you do have some that see the benefit of it, because not everybody is going to be a 10, 20, 30 acre farm. You know, I was just talking with Alicia a little bit earlier. Some people gonna grow in them buckets in the backyard. It takes all of those growers, all of those farmers to still get together to make up our food system. And being a part of that cooperative and being a part of that collective, when we talk about aggregation, that's the aggregation points is more so for those small farms, for those ones that want to work around collectives, because if you got them 2 boxes of squash, you gonna come all the way to Selma from Greene County to take it to the food bank. But if you know you got 10 other farmers around you that got 2 boxes here, 5 boxes there, now we might not got that reefer truck trailer load, but we got a pickup truck trailer load. So it's just that economy of scale of understanding that that's just the truth behind it. You know, so we want to talk about telling the truth. It's not going to be economically feasible for everybody to get everything. You know, when he talk about that truck, Andrew in the market for 1.9. I'm gonna let him pay for it. But you know, we actually in the market are kind of just been exploring prices around what does that need to look like? How do we expand on the distribution? How do we expand on the aggregation? And it's using facilities like this, working with Deep South, to understand what is it going to take to do that? How are we going to collectively get all of our farmers together, with all of our brokers, with all of our transporters, with the actual sites that we're going to be delivering to the markets? How do we make sure that we understand what everybody in that cycle or in that organization needs to keep them going? Because at the end of the day, we all in this to make sure that we can make a dollar. That's what farming is. You know, I tell anybody, it feels good, but it feels even better when you got some money in your pocket to keep doing it with. So, you know, I think from this table and everybody that you kind of heard or talked to today, it's all about how we're bringing all of this together to access all the resources, to make sure that you ain't overflooding yourself with all the resources that's coming down. And how do you make sure you're ready on yourself on your farm? You know, it's no point or no good to have everything available to you and we just not there. And it's being real with yourself and understanding How much you gonna put into it? How much work do you want? Not that you're gonna get somebody else to do, not that you're gonna look for, how much work are you gonna put into your farm operations to make it happen? I think once we step back and be real with ourselves and that, because for all of us that do it and have been doing it, farming is hard work. It's rewarding work, but it's hard. So just taking on with yourself of how much hard work you got left for you to do. You know, I think at this point, if a pallet of greens came in here, Andrew gonna tell me how to unload that pallet, but he probably won't touch a box. but he gonna tell me the best way to unload it. And I think it's putting both of those together with the education, the experience, the know-how, also with the will and the want and a good back to be able to get out here and make it happen. So, you know, hey, it feels good sitting between these two right here. I don't know what information I'm getting off of, but we're gonna make do with it to do something.
Thank you, Darren. That's a pretty good bond story right there.